Gaming in March 2022 is simply crazy. Dare I say it might be the biggest month of the year, as there are 15 big games from AAA titles, indie titles, and everything in between. But the year is still young, there are plenty of reveals to be had, so that remains to actually be seen. But let me run you through the insanity of March, so you can see which games you're hyped for, and so your wallet can make your pocket soggy from all the tears that it's shedding. Hot off the heels of February's big games like Dying Light 2, Sifu, Horizon Forbidden West and Elden Ring, March kicks off with Babylon's Fall by Square Enix and Platinum Games on March 3rd. Babylon's Fall has had mixed reception from its multiple trailers, but it seems the developers have been listening to feedback and their newest gameplay looks fantastic. Hopefully this could be another Platinum Games classic. It's releasing on PC, PS4 and PS5. Then a day later, on March 4th, we have 3 games! Triangle Strategy, again by Square Enix, is a turn-based tactical role-playing game for the Nintendo Switch, similar to that of Fire Emblem, and is led by Tomoya Asano, the mind behind games like Bravely Default and Octopath Traveler. If you're a fan of his work, then it might be worth picking up. What Lies in the Multiverse is an indie story-driven 2D puzzle platformer, and it looks absolutely rad. The ability to shift dimensions with a single button is for sure going to have a lot of creative design based around it, and I'm excited to see where the story goes too. It'll be releasing on all consoles and PC. And finally on March 4th, Gran Turismo 7 by PlayStation. If you're a fan of racing games, then the king is back, and wow, it looks phenomenal. Utilising the power of the new generation to make this the most refined and realistic racing sim of them all. I can't wait to drive the new cars, explore the new gameplay modes, mess around with the photo mode, and lose to everyone online. It's gonna be a blast. This is for both PS4 and PS5. Now your wallet can breathe a sigh of relief as there's a 4-day gap between the next game. If you saw the Game Awards, Have a Nice Death was a standout game, and rightfully so. This roguelike adventure looks funny in its story and tight in its gameplay. It'll be an early access release for PC, but don't let that deter you. Early access isn't a bad thing, especially when it looks as great as this. It'll only get better as time goes on. Shortly after, we have 2 titles releasing on March 10th. Aztech Forgotten Gods is a new indie that feels a little bit like Shadow of the Colossus if the Wanderer had a jetpack strapped to his arm. It promises a fresh perspective on Aztec mythology and looks like a lot of fun, so sign me up. It'll be releasing on all consoles and PC. The other title is another Square Enix game. They're certainly busy this month. Chocobo GP is a game we didn't know we needed, but it's going to scratch that very addictive kart racer itch when it comes to the Switch on March 10th. Is it weird that I'm super hyped for this? Probably not. Don't care. It's going to be great. I'll see you all online. March 16th sees the release of Tunic. I've been excited for this since the game was announced with the name Secret Legends. We know very little about this game, which is just the way I like it, but what we do know is that you play as an adorable fox in a gorgeous art style, with gameplay similar to that of top-down Zeldas. I cannot wait for when this releases on PC and Xbox. March 17th is bringing Persona 4 Arena Ultimax to PC, PS4 and Nintendo Switch, and all I can say is hell yes! More Persona on PC is a wonderful thing. We just need Persona 5 Royal and a remake of Persona 3 and everything will be perfect. We've got a ton of Persona news to come this year, so this may not be the only Persona game we get, new or otherwise. We will soon see. And then, on the next day, yep, it's not slowing down, March 18th is bringing us Chaos! Yet another Square Enix game. Strangers of Paradise Final Fantasy Origins is finally releasing. This is yet another game that's had people worried about whether it'll be good or not, especially since it had a demo that was corrupted. So that's not a great start, but to its credit, every trailer since then has looked fantastic, and it's looking like it will be a fun time with challenging gameplay. This will be releasing for PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series S and X. On March 22nd, the Nintendo Switch is graced with a new entry into the Rune Factory series, with Rune Factory 5. This charming RPG will have you battling and taming monsters, as well as forming social connections with people in your town. This can also lead to marriage, and for the first time in the series, there's same-sex marriage, which is so wonderful. Well done, Rune Factory. Hopefully more games will follow suit. March 25th is a triple threat. Brace yourself. Coming to PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One and Xbox Series X and S is Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. This game is set directly after Tiny Tina's assault on Dragon Keep, and like that expansion, the campaign is set within the world of a fantasy-themed tabletop role-playing game. I'll be honest, I haven't played any of the Borderlands games, so I don't know much about this entry, but it looks like a lot of fun, so if you're into the Borderlands games, maybe check it out. On the same day is Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Kirby is finally getting a 3D platformer, and it looks incredible. Kirby is delightful, the gameplay looks stellar, and it seems like Nintendo have knocked it out of the park again. I mean, we probably shouldn't be surprised, but it's still awesome to see. And then the final March 25th title is Ghostwire Tokyo, coming to PC and PS5. This game looks absolutely nuts. A first-person game tackling paranormal beings with magic. It's like a combination of Fatal Frame and Eternal Darkness, but playing as a combination of Doctor Strange and the Avatar. This looks like such a creative game and something I've been excited for since it was first announced. Ikumi Nakamura, you know, the legend that the world discovered at E3 2019, was the project lead for a large portion of the development, and since she's such a creative person, I have no doubt her ideas and influence has made this game all the better. I cannot wait. And finally, the final game on the 31st of March is a game called Coromon. If you want more Pokemon, well, this is it. It is not hiding that it is a Pokemon clone, and I'm all for more Pokemon-like games, so bring it on. It'll be releasing for PC, Switch, and iOS and Android devices. So, yeah, there's quite a lot of games. It's possible I missed one you're excited for, and it's also possible an indie game or two that I'm excited for announces its release date for March. I swear, if Hollow Knight Silksong's Shadow drops in March, I will be both delighted and sad, because I'm so busy as it is. Calm down, developers, please. Although, I'm saying that, please don't. I love this. I love the amount of games that are coming out. I love my job. And it's not like it calms down afterwards either. LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga looks amazing, and it releases on April 5th. Stray is an adorable and epic looking game where you play as a cat, which releases soon. We just don't have an exact date yet. Same for Tachia. Island Survival meets Mario Odyssey. Yes, please. This year is shaping up to be one of the greatest years in gaming, and I'm very grateful to all the people working hard to release these games. And I'm also grateful to you for watching the video all this way to the end. If you enjoyed the video, I'd very much appreciate it if you left a like, subscribe, share the video around. I also have a Twitch, a Twitter, and a Patreon if you'd like to support me and the channel. In terms of Patreon, I have an exclusive podcast, exclusive streams, you can vote for my next playthrough, a bunch of stuff like that. It's pretty cool. Tell me, which game are you most excited for, and are there any games coming out later than March that you're super hyped for as well? I'd love to know in the comments down below. A majority of these games I will be playing on the channel, so yeah, if you want to see a playthrough, well, you know where to find it. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.